Hey, what's up? I'm Guy.
I'm John.
It's our YouTube channel. Subscribe to it. Give this video a like.
Yep, check out the podcast below in the description and our sponsors at Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Crafted to be savored responsibly. All right, John, as the 49ers get ready to play the Bengals and Trey Hendrickson, who was an all-pro selection pass rusher last year as a member of New Orleans Saints, I think the question has to come up, does Nick Bosa get enough credit? South Walder had this tweet. On the left, pass rush, win rate. At the bottom, double team rate. The further right you are, the more you get double teamed. The further up you are, the more you win on a pass rush. Bosa, as you can see, wins a lot. Here he is over on the far right and gets double teamed the most. This guy's not getting enough credit, and it feels like he's getting a lot of credit.
Yeah, I mean, Mayoko tweeted out earlier today that the leading 49ers among vote getters for the Pro Bowl, Juszczyk was 1 and Bosa was 2. They both lead their positions. So Bosa is widely viewed around the league by fans. He's going to be one of the highest rated defensive ends in the league in terms of perception, I think.
Well, but see, to me, what that tells you is that Niner fans are voting for him.
Yeah.
Juszczyk got the most votes. So Niner fans are flooding the vote, right? You can vote more than once. This isn't the American voting system.
When you saw the person at the top, it was Myles Garrett, who's not as far right, so it means he's not quite getting doubled as much. But the guy under him was Clowney. He has another pass rusher. To me, Bosa doesn't have much help, even though, DJ Jones is solid. Armstead, who I'm pretty sure the broadcast said last week, got his first sack of the season against Seattle, which is he's around the quarterback a lot, but he's not pressuring him as much as you think. I think Nick Bosa, if you just ask someone randomly, a football fan in Cincinnati, in Texas, in Florida, I think most people talk about Nick as being even better than his brother Joey, and his brother Joey got $100 million last year. Now, I don't know if he's talked quite enough like Myles Garrett or Aaron Donald, the best defensive front guy in the league.
Yeah.
I do think his respect level, though, is it's not if Aaron Donald's a 10 out of 10, Nick's probably at 8.5, but I'd say 8.5 is pretty high.
I think he needs to be close to getting talked about like Myles Garrett. Now, I do think he'll get there if he stays healthy and keeps producing the way he is. He's got 12 sacks to 12 games. That's a 17-sack pace. He has 16 tackles for loss, which is number 1 in the NFL. He has 26 hits on the quarterback, which is 1 more than he had his rookie year when he played in all 16 games and was immediately an impact pass rusher. So he's getting better. He's gotten better. I think he's the comeback player of the year this year in a league with really good comeback candidates. It's going to be hard to win the award from Dak Prescott, who's the Cowboys quarterback. But I think that Nick Bosa is better at what he does than Dak Prescott is at what he does. And I think Dak's really good at what he does. I just think Nick is elite at what he does. And I don't think Dak is tier 1. I think Bosa's tier 1 at his position. And it's a really critical position. I think Joe Burrow would be a comeback player of the year candidate. I'm sure we could come up with some other good ones. But I think the number 1 obstacle for that award is Dak, and I would vote for Nick Bosa.
I would too. And to me, when I think of the 3 best pass rushers this year, I include him in there. I think JJ's brother, who TJ, he just deserves to go by TJ. Myles Garrett and Nick Bosa, to me, when I watch football all season long, Max Crosby, I wouldn't put him in their category. But as being just the best pass rushers. Those 3 guys. Because the one thing Max benefits from, and listen, I've come around on Max. Max has a helper. Ndakwe has been good for them. They have 2 pass rushers. Nick is truly just this year, he is head and shoulders above the rest of his group. It's not he's got 2 other, another Pro Bowler and another guy that would start at every team. They're good. They play hard. Their defensive line coach is excellent. But he does not, like all the others, I wouldn't say he has a great group of others. They play well as a group, but I think he's a big reason for that.
Yeah.
When I watch TJ Watt, he's the best player on the Steelers front, but they just have had other good defensive linemen for a long period of time.
Yeah, I don't think Nick's working alone. To your point, Armstead, he's the guy getting the sacks. I think we've watched Niners games and seen guys like DJ Jones show up and make multiple plays in a given game, right?
Yeah.
So I do think he's got help. And I think maybe part of it is he creates opportunities for others. Right? DJ Jones had back-to-back plays against Seattle that were really impressive, including a forced fumble. So
I
think
see Max Crosby on the list here.
Which list are you looking at?
Sacks.
Oh, he's high on the pressure win rate or pass.
Part
rush,
of it.
pass
He's
rush
only
win rate.
he's got 5 sacks.
Okay.
But his pressure, the analytic guys, and they're right. If you have double the amount of pressures as the next highest guy, but your sacks are not that high, that's fine, right? Pressures are a big deal in the NFL, but he has 5. For example, Yannick Ngakoue, his teammate has more sacks than him.
Maybe it's because of him.
8.
Maybe he's getting double teamed. I mean, that's what this chart would say to us, that Max Crosby's getting double teamed a lot, and Yannick Ngakoue is not getting double teamed as much, but he is winning on pass rushes.
Gotcha.
So,
But that part of my point about Nick, like you see some double colors there. There's not a double color 49er guy. Like there's not another 49er on the list.
there's Marcus Golden. Does that count? Same color? No. Chandler Jones, same color.
Yeah, he gets to count with him. So
Montez Sweat? No, that's a little. How about JPP? No, those are all different reds, John. Shaq Barrett? Dante Fowler? No. You're right.
You agree with me? Not having
Yeah.
a helper? A lot of
That's a great
I've
point.
seen a lot of helpers. A lot of
look,
tandems.
Josh Sweat and Derek Barnett side by side up here in the upper left.
Well, to me, look at Miles and Clowney.
Right there.
You could say what you want about Clowney. He's probably a little bit better than the way everyone talks about him. If you ask like the random offensive tackle who went against Clowney, like just go to someone on the Ravens, like, do you think Clowney's pretty good? Do you think they'd be like, no, shitty, easy day?
Did not. I was so confident walking into that game. I didn't even think twice about it.
Like,
Nobody
would the
said that.
Niners like to just, again, when you factor in the money and the personnel, but just Jadeveon Clowney across from Bosa, right?
Yeah.
He'd
Upgrade.
help.
Yeah.
It is one thing, I'd say big picture. For Nick, just can they get him help? Just another impact guy that's list-oriented. Again, I'm not asking for get Myles Garrett. Can you just find a Marcus Golden? Just what I think they had hoped for D Ford to be. And sometimes you can. I would say this. Maybe get a guy in an offseason coming from a place. The Bengals got Hendrickson that way. Right? You can get a guy who you don't have to give like $50, $60 million for whatever reason, undervalued on another team, even if it's just 1 year, $8 million. The Raiders kind of did it with Yannick, right? They got him 2 years, $22 million. Wasn't crazy pass rusher money.
No, it wasn't.
What would the Niners do to just have their second best pass rusher be Yannick Ngakoue?
Yeah, right. And maybe when Jimmy Garoppolo comes off the books, maybe they can do that.
But when you do, right, when you do get, even if you can get a guy at a value, 2 years, $20 million, you better get it right.
Yeah. Yes, because it's not going to be an amount of money that is prohibitive, but it is amount of money that you're going to need to be we're going to need that guy to earn that money.
And luckily, someone that's worthy of that type contract should look, God, I get to play next to this guy, right?
Yeah.
He gets to be and take a lot of the attention, so I get to kind of feast. I bet if you ask Yannick,
they are a good 1 year contract kind of bounce back destination.
Yeah. You just better get it right. And if they do, I think you all of a sudden it's like, damn, they got 2 guys that can rush the passer.
Yep. Hey, we hope you enjoyed this conversation. Check out our link in the description. For No Kid Hungry, we are trying to raise money for a great cause. Let's try and help a foundation that does a great job in ending childhood hunger. NoKidHungry.org/ham. Give what you can. We really appreciate it as we try to raise $25,000.